Hi everybody, this is Pramita here. If you want to watch videos on journaling and journal making, then please subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscribe button so that you get a notification every time I put up a video. This will be a show and tell kind of thing. The kinds of papers I'm going to use for making two of these inserts. I like to make two inserts at a time because I find that making more than two is very much overwhelming for me. I am not an expert, so two is a number that I would like to stick to right now. Maybe I can graduate from this making two journals at the same time. So these are going to be a very shabby kind of journals. With a lot of coffee staining and tea staining, collage pieces from Tim Holtz. So I'm going to make these two inserts, and there will be a link to my Etsy store if you're interested in getting hold of these kind of inserts, because this is going to go into a traveler's notebook and it will have a system of sorts. It will have two folders, two inserts with pockets and folders and stuff like that. So you can buy it in all entirety, or you can buy a single insert which will come with one folder, of course. So that's that. So keep watching, and if you like this video then please give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more of this, of course you'll have to subscribe and keep in touch. I'll put all the links to my social media below. So bye everybody, have a great day, keep watching. Hey everybody, this is Pramita here, and this is going to be a kind of series whereby I show you how I work with all kinds of junk papers that I have in front of me. Now, these are not entirely junk, but I am in the process of making two inserts for Traveler's Notebook, and they are going to be a complete system sort of thing. Like, they will have folders, they will have pages, fold out pages, and all sorts of things. I am trying to see if you people like this, because I have been planning to do this for a while now, and for myself, and then I thought, okay, if let me put this out, that I'll be making these kind of journals, and if anybody likes these kind of journals, then you can contact me through Etsy. They will be available as custom orders. So if you're interested, I can put up a custom listing, and then we can go from there. I'll put a link to my Etsy store below in the description box. So if you want, you can check that. So let me go through the papers, what I've chosen first. And I am in the process of making two inserts. So let me take out the bundles first. And I have a ton of things over here: scraps, coffee stained papers, and other scrapbook papers and stuff like that. So I might dig into this as and when necessary, but everything might not be used. So that is one of the things. Another thing is that since this is going to be a series of sorts, so I'm going to go through each tiny detail in this sort of video, and then we'll go from there. So this is my new filming setup, so I don't know whether you would like it or not, whether it's okay or not, because I have changed my phone and I was still using my old setup, but I decided to change a few things up and see how it works. So I think I'm going to move this a little bit so that I get a better view. Yeah. So here I am with two papers for two signatures or two inserts, and I'm going to walk you through what I plan on doing. There are going to be two folders, and which I am going to show how I made, and the folders are of different kind of things. Like some are vellum folders, vellum pockets. Some will have vellum pockets, some will have printables as pockets, and different twists that I'd like to put through my journals, put into my journals, sorry. So this is I don't know if you can see it, so I think, yeah, so this is best. So this is local, it's not an Indian brand. I don't know, I have had this paper for a while now. I really can't remember the brand, but it's not very expensive. And what I've done is, since this was a single-sided paper, I didn't want to keep this empty, so I went and stitched another cardstock on top of that. So the cover is not very thick, but it's fairly thick. Like, it's okay, like you can put it in your traveler's notebook. The entire thing is that you can put these inside your traveler's notebook, and you can set them up from the scratch. So if you have a traveler's notebook, you can use 2 of these inserts, and you can use the 2 folders or dashboards that will come with this. Each insert will come with a folder, very similar to the ones that I have listed in my shop, but not entirely same. So here I have prepped a few pages, and I will walk you through the stuff. Okay, so let me take everything out and then we'll go through it. So the cover will of course come with pockets, and this is a scrap paper. You'll see how I've used the main part of this paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this as a cover and stitch. Now these inserts might have machine stitching in the middle. I'm not sure yet. I've not decided that yet, because that will save a lot of time and labor of mine. So it'll be easier and a little bit cheaper if you're not hung on hand stitched ones. And this is actually a booklet I made using scraps of paper. Now after I have worked on various projects, I'm left with a lot of scraps. So basically I've used them up, and this is washi that I have covered the whole booklet with. I hope you can see it. This is the washi cover. And this is how it is, like it's like this. So and you're going to have this pocket and this notebook, and these are the elements that I have chosen for the journal, and I'll go through those. This is a absolutely this is a printable from Tsunami Rose, and these are all scraps of tea stained and coffee stained papers that I didn't have the heart to throw away. So what I've done is I have stitched them and made them into Franken pages sort of look. So if I want, I can put them in my journal, and I plan to add this as a pocket. So this will be one page. I have not glued or stitched anything down yet, but I will in the course of time after I go through everything. So this is another page that I have left. I might add something to this and make it into a half page sort of thing. So I can use this like so, and you can journal over here. This has line sort of look, so it wouldn't like, it'll give a cool effect kind of thing, but I still have a little bit of paper over here, so I can attach this to this and make this into an insert page. So I can do that also, but I don't think I'm going to do it because it doesn't gel too well with these. So this is actually a Franken page that I have made with scraps of paper, and I am planning on adding a few pages like this in my journals, just to add an interest. So this is going to go in, and I might add something at odd layer kind of thing. So I'm not sure. I'll have to dig into my stitched ephemera box. I'll talk about that. So these are 2 pages, and then I have 2 note pages lined, 2 coffee dyed note pages, and this is actually this is actually a nature book that I have tea stained. And what I've done is I've just added a fabric tab to it, and this is a pocket. Let me show you. This is a pocket. I can't find anything that can go inside this, so it's a dumb idea. So let me show something that would go in. Okay, so here I have a stitched sort of thing. Let me lift this a little bit. Yeah, so here I have the pocket, and on this page, you know, like this page was a half kind of thing. So what I've done is I've stitched a journaling card just to complete the size of the page, and you can journal over here, and if you want you can add a flip page over here like so. Like if I want, I can add something like this, and then this can fold up. So I've not added that, so maybe I'll go back and add that later, or you can add that as an interest. So this is one page that have been done, and this is a Tim Holtz paper which I have left, you know, I have worked with rest of the sheet, and this is what I have left. And I also have some other scraps, so I might make journal page out of this. Like I can stitch them, or I can put a fabric piece in between so that I can stitch easily. So that can be worked out. So that's that. And I also have another strip which I can use, or I might make this into a tag or a journaling card. So, and these are some other pages that I have prepped. So this is actually printable from Tsunami Rose, and you can tuck something in. I just have a fabric ruffle over here. Some of the pages I have worked on already. Now this is actually the scrap that I was talking about making this pocket. So I have this half page sort of thing. So what I plan on doing is, since it's too dark, you most probably won't be able to write in it. So I'm going to make a pocket out of this. So I'm going to stitch all around and punch a scallop hole sort of thing. So it's going to be a top loading pocket or a side loading pocket. It needs to be seen. I have not thought about that. So this is another page, and this folds out, and this is another fold out, and this has a pocket too. So I'm going to show you. So you can put something over here like so, and this is another tuck spot. Now these pages won't lie you know, side by side, so it doesn't matter whether they are going to be like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this like so, and then you'll have your page like this. This is a little bit beat up page because when I was coffee dyeing, it was too wet and then I had torn it. So maybe I'll do something to fix that. I'm not sure. And this is another page, like the tuck spot, and this is another pocket. So these pages will have a lot of pockets because I thought that you can add your ephemera in this way, and that's that. So this is one of the signatures that I have planned on making, and I might go back and add a few more papers to this, coffee stained or otherwise. And here I have another insert which is partially done. This just needs a little bit of stitching. So here is another you know, fold out you know, folder sort of thing I am planning on making. So I'm going to give it like this. This I have been hugely inspired by Roxy Creations. I'll put a link to her YouTube channel below. She creates awesome vintage style repurposed book journal sort of thing, and she does all these kind of booklets and stuff just to use up all scraps of paper that you're left with. So these are some of the pockets that I have planned for this folder. This is a folder I made. I'm yet to add the pockets, so I might glue these over here, and then this one will go in here. I'm just giving you a brief idea of what I'm planning on doing, and I'll be back in the next part where I will walk you through how I am setting up the pages and stitching all the bits and bobs that I have gathered. So this is another image from a vintage book page. So I'm going to glue this up and make this into a pocket. So and this is a tab that I plan on using over here, so maybe I'm going to add that. So it's going to be like so. This is a vegetable dye fabric, cotton fabric from India, and these are very soft and pliable, and they have very nice texture to it. They hardly add any bulk to your journal if you want to use them. I do have quite a bit of these fabrics, and I plan on using them on my journals. And this is another fold out page that I have, and here are I have made some sari silk ruffle at the edge, but not too much, like it won't bother you much if you plan on writing. So that's that. And this is the lined coffee stained papers. Now I have a unique way of dyeing papers. I have been asked quite a lot before, but dyeing a lined paper has been hugely inspired by Gail Agostinelli, if I am not wrong. Gail had talked about tea dyeing papers or coffee dyeing papers way back, and she had said how she utilizes her time when she's baking her sheets by just simply tea dyeing or coffee dyeing the composition notebooks in whole, in its entirety. And that's what I do. And what I do is, whenever I need a sheet of paper, I just simply tear it off. So I'm going to show you what I've done to that. I don't know if I have it here. Just a second. Yeah. So here is what I have, and this is what I've done to the sheets. And I leave them to dry, air dry. I know they have, they become pretty messy when you see, like, you can see how messy they become, but it's very convenient, and you can try that. What I do is I just brush the pages with a little bit of tea or coffee solution, and then just leave it to dry. Sometimes I do iron the pages. This time around I didn't iron, so they have crumpled quite a lot, but that doesn't bother me much, because eventually when I'm using the sheets I might iron them up. So I like to keep it like this, and then dig into this whenever I need lined tea dyed or coffee dyed paper. And since this is already, once it has been dipped in a solution, it's easy to tear off. Like, I'll show you how you can do that. I just don't do it from the middle. I just start from either from the beginning or from the end. So I start like this, and then I work my way. See how easy it is just to snip the paper off. And you can even use them as backing papers for your journaling cards or ephemera, even some fold out pages, whatever, some pockets, anything you would want. So that's what I do. I just simply tea dye or coffee dye the whole notebook, and once this gets finished I will work on another notebook. I'll just tea dye another notebook. So that's how I do my notebooks, and I think it saves a lot of time, and it looks nice. Basically, this is another Franken page that I plan on using. This will be having this pocket. I'm going to glue these all up stitch them up and come back for the second part. This is the Tim Holtz paper I was talking about. So I'm going to use this as a page, and rest of the scraps I'm going to, the rest of the scrap of this page I'm going to stitch and use in the other insert, so I'm not wasting any kind of paper. So that's one of the inserts with folder cover. And another thing that I have planned out is a vellum folder sort of thing. Now I had this very cool looking, let me show you. I had this cool paper. This says parcel post, and it was like this. So I didn't want to distort the image, but I wanted pocket in the front. So what I've done is I had some vellum piece. I am going to add these as pockets. I'm going to stitch them up so there will be pockets, and yeah, like I'll get to see the image as well as enjoy a pocket, because this is going to go in here. So that's that. And in the insides I do have plans for adding some scrapbook paper. I have not done that yet. I will do that and show you what I've done. So these need a lot of sewing and stuff like that, gluing. So these are some folders that I have already prepped. The ones that I have listed in my shop, very similar to those but not exactly same. Each will have 2 to 4 pockets, 3 pockets, it depends. I am not sure how many pockets I'll be able to get out of these, because some papers are too lovely to cover up. So that's the end of the first part of the video, whereby I walk you through all the papers that I'm planning on using. And then in the next part I'll come back and show you that how I've stitched up all the elements, bits and bobs, and how I'm going to put these together. So bye everybody, have a great day.